Hello again, welcome back. It's been a while. The last video I made was back in October, so I've been slacking. The end of last year was kind of a bit of a write-off for me. I got really I don't know, I feel like the end of every year you just kind of get, it's like a mess. You start the year quite clean and then it just gets more and more of a mess and more like confusing and just like bleh. And then the new year is like clean slate, go in with like new ideas and like a fresh mindset, and then yeah, come the end of the year it just kind of all, it's like the gunk right for the previous year. So yeah, end of the year wasn't too interesting or too great for me, but here I am. I'm gonna try with the YouTube again. So hello. I make no promises, no commitments. I'm just going in this year with like a kind of relaxed attitude, which is what I've kind of always had, a bit of a relaxed attitude for YouTube, but I'm gonna be, I think, even more relaxed because there was a point where I wanted to be making one video a week, and I know now that's just not realistic for me. I'm way too busy. I can't prioritize one video a week. I also can't give it my all. I can't be as creative as I want, and I can't make content that I want to make because I just can't do it once a week, really. I'm far too busy. I have like 3 businesses I run. I need to spread myself out in a way that's not going to stress me. So here I go. We're going to try for going with the flow. I make no promises to how many videos I make. It's just whatever comes naturally. I think I want to make this year the year of no pressure, because I kind of go into everything I do quite full on, and I'm trying to relax a bit more. And I want to say, like, I feel like a lot of my vibe is slow and relaxed because a lot of it is in nature, and it is slow and relaxed to a degree, but I'm also a bit of a hard worker, and so I think I need to find a better balance, and that is my mission for this year, is to basically relax a bit more and find a better balance with everything that I do in life, because it's easy to not realise the burnout until it hits you. I heard this idea that burnout is not necessarily working too hard, but it's not doing the things you want to do. And I feel like that kind of resonates with me, because even though you are doing things you want to do, if you're not having the right balance and you're not creating the things that you want to create or doing things the way you want to do them, so you might have, for example, you know, creating videos is great and I love it, but if I'm not truly happy with what I'm creating, it can still lead to burnout, because I'm basically, even though I'm living my dream, it's not quite the way I want it to be, and it's a form of burnout. So it's not necessarily working really hard to the point that you've just overworked. Burnout can be not doing enough of the things you love, or doing the things you love but not in the way you really want them to be. Does that make sense?
They say when a girl walks the edges of the world, she'll find herself if she looks for long enough. They say when a girl walks the edges of the world, she'll find herself if she looks for long enough.
I'm about to start my 2025 dreams, goals, manifestation board, list, whatever you want to call it. I am a bit late because we are like 2 weeks into January, so I probably should have started this last month in December, but I didn't. Last month was a bit of a write-off for me. It wasn't a very good month, so I wasn't really in the place to be writing this list. But I do have last year's goals list to go off, and I've been making notes here and there and kind of been thinking about it. So I'm going to start this. The past 2 weeks have been a little bit wish-washy and all over the place for me, so I really should have entered the new year with this in mind already, because I've kind of been uncertain in myself, and the past 2 weeks have just been all over the place. So I should have gone into the new year with a clear idea of what I want, and I feel like because I didn't, I've been all over the place. So I'm going to start it now, and then I can continue through the year with more clarity and a bit more like certainty about what the heck I'm doing and who I am.
Okay, right, we're all gonna walk towards them.
It's been really cold. It snowed the other day, and it didn't snow too much, it didn't layer very much, but it kind of iced over and was just really cold and lasted quite a few days. And it's just not inviting this time of year to go outside. I personally think January is the worst for outside. It's the coldest, it's the most bitter, and it's the muddiest. And it's just so off-putting for filming outside, which is what I love doing. Because when you film, you have to kind of keep still a lot, and then you get cold. So this time of year, it's either film and get cold, or walk, but it's really muddy. And these are the problems of a creative being during winter. I've been drinking a lot of tea. I got this tea jug holder thing, which I am in love with. It's brilliant. But it does mean I end up drinking a lot of tea, which I said last year that I was going to cut back on tea, and I had loads of people say that you should cut back during spring, because spring is really nature's new year. It's when the start of everything, and it's just the easier time of year for doing any kind of big changes or New Year's resolutions. And obviously tea is very addictive, so it makes sense to do that in spring. So I'm kind of accepting that I'm still in the gunk of the year. Winter is the gunk of the year, like I said. So it's not the time for changing these habits. I also think tea is a very seasonal thing, so it's okay to have it during the winter, a bit like soup. Don't have soup in the summer. I don't tend to drink much tea in the summer. It's kind of seasonal living, so I'm embracing the bulk tea. It's so good, it just keeps it warm all day. I literally just have one big pot, which is I think about 2 cups, and it just keeps it warm all day, and I've just got continuous tea on the go. I've been really indoors, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like each year I just get more and more indoors. It's like each year I kind of get more and more domesticated. And the worst part is the UK, I don't think is actually that bad compared to some places. It is tolerable. The cold isn't that cold really, it's just off-putting, and I don't feel like winter really lasts that long. I actually think we're over the worst of it. The days have been quite sunny recently and it's not as cold. It just drags, you know, it's just this horrible temperature where you've got to wear loads of layers, but then you get really hot. And then it's muddy all the time, and then it's icy, and the cars are all iced over. It's just an awkward time of year. It's just encouraging to stay indoors. So I've been utilising the indoor time. I've been not dwelling and like not getting annoyed at the fact that I am indoors a lot. I'm just kind of accepting it, and it is what it is, and I'm using the time, and I know that even though it's not the most exciting of times, it's needed because I am catching up on a lot of things, like a lot of things that I needed to catch up on. There's a lot of projects that I started and I didn't finish. There's a lot of back-end paperwork that needs doing. I seem to have everything renew this time of year. I've got my MOT, my insurance, my tax, my website renews, my art list renews. Everything seems to be happening this time of month. It's like the most expensive time of month for me. So I'm just utilising it and doing a lot of kind of boring paperwork stuff. I've got so many notes that I start. I keep little notes of things that inspire me, or things, little ideas for videos for like YouTube or for shorts or Instagram Reels or whatever. I have all these little ideas and like little snippets, little screenshots and notes and things that I've collected, and then it just piles up and it's this massive thing, and I just like, I'm utilising this time to really cleanse it and sift through it all, because there's a lot of things, especially on my laptop. The laptop is the worst for it. My room, I did do a deep cleanse and I made a whole video about it where I removed 50% of everything I own, but I'm still doing that. I'm still in the cleansing process, because as I remove things, like new things come in, like new ideas, new projects and stuff come in. So I am still kind of cleansing it all. I'm just being more brutal. And I've been thinking about this a lot. This year for me is definitely going to focus on being more brutal with myself, being a lot more stricter with what I keep and what I don't keep, and like being far more realistic with what I need and what I don't need, and just being far more organised. I think that's like the main thing, or at least what I'm going into this year. I'm going to try go into the year just being far more organised with myself, because if I'm not brutal with what I need and what I don't need, then I just create a bigger job for myself. It's like becoming a minimalist in a way, or like a mental minimalist, I suppose. So hopefully that's gonna set the year up nicely. I'm still working on my goals and my dream list for the year, because I'm kind of pinpointing like timelines, because I think if you don't have a set goal of when you want something to be done, it's easy to not let it happen. You need to be quite clear as to like when you want this thing to be happening and manifesting into your life. So I'm being quite specific with it. Plus it's only been like a few days since I started it. Maybe when I finish it, I'll share with you all what I finally have planned for this year, because there's a few ideas that are kind of wish-washy, but nothing's really set in stone. And that's what I mean about having clear end points, end goals, like a time frame of when something should be done. But otherwise it's easy for it to never get done. So maybe I'll share my list with you when I finally finish it. I think it's time to end this here. Me and the cat are just watching the birds outside. I put this shelf here for my plants to sit on so they can get some good sunlight, but the cats just keep sitting on it. It is the perfect bird watching station. I hope you all have a good new year, and I hope you all had a good start to the new year, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.